Hello and welcome to another edition of Sports and Songs podcast. We got a bonus episode today. My name is Dan. We've got Jason from Jordan here, guest starring here. Jason's going to give his overview of the Minnesota Vikings. We do this annual preview show going through each of the Vikings games for the upcoming regular season. Welcome to the show, Jason.
Thanks, Dan. It was great talking to you last time when we were doing spent 45 minutes on classic rock.
Yes.
That
Jason's
was
a good
awesome.
crossover guest as he knows his songs and music and sports podcasts. Back to back, we have crossover. So that's good crossover stuff. As a lot of, sports guys do have a taste for music. So it's always fun to do the crossover episodes. So today's show, we're going to go games 1 through 17. And just see Jason's thoughts on this, and then he'll give a little prediction and whatnot here for this Viking season, which should be a good one. This should be a solid season. A lot of expectations, a lot of Vikings in the national news as well, Jason.
Yeah.
The ESPN episode had a preview where the gal gave her prediction for the Super Bowl and said Vikings over Broncos. Did you see
Really?
that? She said
I had
Vikings
not
over
seen that.
Broncos in the Super Bowl. So we've got some high expectations. Adam Thielen is back in the mix. It's a lot of excitement. So let's go through week 1. Vikings they go to Soldier Field to play a Monday night game this Monday. Tomorrow, Chicago Bears 7:15 start national television at Soldier Field. What's your thoughts there?
I just want to say, am I the only one? I hate waiting for Monday night games.
Yeah,
for the Vikings.
I agree. I agree.
God, I hate it because I love my Vikings on Sunday.
Yep.
And I just hate it. I hate the suspense. And, number 2, I go to bed at 10. So,
I like, especially for the season opener, I love the noon Sunday game. I don't care home or away. Just start it at noon, get it underway. Now we got to wait, but prime time is going to be on ESPN. What's your thoughts on the Vikings against the Bears?
I'm still not sold on the Bears. I mean, I know Ben Johnson is bringing a whole new culture shift into there, but I'm not sold on Caleb Williams. The Bears have been probably bottom 5 organization down in the NFL in the last 20 years. I mean, I can honestly say they're bottom 5. I don't think they're ready yet. I think it'll take, new coaches rarely come in and just turn the culture around immediately, right? They've had a losing culture for decades. So I think it's going to take a couple years. As long as McCarthy can stay healthy. Thankfully, Thielen's coming back, so we have a solid number 2. I think that's a winnable game, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Week 1, you never know. There's always upsets and random things happen with week 1, but on paper, it looks like a win. The next week, they come home for 2 back-to-back games at US Bank Stadium. First against the Falcons, then against the Bengals. And that Sunday game against the Falcons is another night game. It's a Sunday night 7:20 game on NBC. That should be good. So they start off with 2 back-to-back night primetime games, and then they stay at home for just a regular noon game against the hot Bengals with Joe Burrow and company. What's your thoughts on those?
That just goes to show you what they think of the Vikings, that they're getting on high broadcast night games, because they're thinking that the Vikings are going to be good and they're going to be entertaining.
Yes,
I think they take care of the Falcons right away. Michael Penix, he's only played 5 games. I mean, he's basically still a rookie. I think we take care of them very, very easily. I think again, they're still a ways away from competing. The Bengals game scares me. Obviously, you've got, Burrow and Chase and all that, but they tend to start very, very slow. They were 1-3, 2-3, 1-4. I think we take care of the Falcons, and I think we lose a close game to the Bengals. But I could really see us coming out of that Bengals game with how slow they start, 3-0 with a hot JJ McCarthy. My God, would that be incredible?
Yeah, that would be awesome, because the first 2 games are winnable, but they're prime time. Who knows what's going to happen there? The first game at noon is against the Bengals, and that's going to be on CBS. So that's the AFC channel is going to be covering that game. So once again, almost another premium high broadcast team covering that game with the Bengals. these first three should be fun. They should be
Yeah.
fun.
They obviously every game can go either way. I mean, the worst team with so much parity in the NFL, every game is almost a toss up. But
Yeah, it's just you just never know. And with JJ McCarthy, the quarterback, I know I don't believe he's going to be expected to do much.
right,
So it's hand the
right.
ball off. It's going to be, hand the keys over to him to drive the offense, but not do anything spectacular. They got the two-headed monster now and running back with both of those guys. And they got great receivers, but I don't know how much they're going to throw. But hopefully, like you said, he doesn't get hurt. They'll ease their way into those first three games and let's see what he can do. Now,
I
check.
have a feel. I love the Jordan Mason pickup. I just cannot believe
Yes.
how cheap we got him.
Yes. I
I just,
really like that.
I just, I, with it makes me nervous. And here's what makes me nervous about it: the 49ers are a well-run team, and to give up a guy like that, knowing McCaffrey is made out of China, that it makes me nervous that they gave up that. I think we got him for a fifth or a fourth. I mean,
I had to do a double take when I saw that transaction
yeah,
on
I
the
mean
wire.
he was outperforming McCaffrey last year. So I hope we didn't get snookered because they literally were like, yeah, you can have him. You can have him.
Well,
So man, he's a stud.
yeah,
I'm
it's going to be.
hoping. Yeah,
I'm actually with all the receivers we have. I'm excited about seeing the running game. I can't wait to
yeah,
see how those two work. And then we got the
kind of a
good.
thunder.
We got the fun. The fullback, the Thunder and Lightning
Yeah,
approach. The new
yeah,
quarterback. It's going to be exciting stuff. And the new offensive lineman, the couple
yeah,
pickups in the draft
yep.
is going to be fun.
Three new linemen, guards, guard, center, and guards. So, I mean, you knew that was going to happen after the playoff game. We were just steamrolled.
After all those sacks to be
Yeah,
allowed,
yeah.
but it's going to
So
be. It'll
I
be
think
interesting to see
you're
that.
going to see McCarthy throwing for 200 yards a game.
Okay.
That's what I think it's going
That
to
would
be.
be that
Yeah,
would be awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
That would be good. Now, Jason, look at after the first three games, we got these night games, these primetime games. They travel then to Europe for weeks 4 and 5, back to back, mind you, to go to Dublin, Ireland to play the Steelers. Then they go to London in the area in North London to play the Cleveland Browns. Both of those are technically away, but they're also road games. They're on the road, but they are the away team for both of those. And then they follow that up with a bye. So it's my understanding the Vikings will stay there overseas
Mhm. Yep.
and then have the bye. I think the NFL built in that bye week. They had an agreement to say,
Yeah.
look, we'll give you the back-to-back road games in London. We'll give you the bye week after to get everything caught up. But I don't know if that's been done. There
I don't
maybe
think
has been
so.
a team that's played there twice, but I don't think ever back-to-back weeks staying there.
Right.
So
Right.
the Vikings are a guinea pig, I believe, with the NFL, but they gave them the bye week. What's your thoughts on
Well,
that kind of
you and
stuff?
I were talking earlier. I would assume, the players are going there without the family, right? I would assume. And so, yeah, they're going to be gone for a couple of weeks from their family and their kids and the pets and all that stuff. So I assume it's going to be an opportunity, probably a little stressful, but I'm super excited about it, especially having the bye week after. I mean, the Steelers are always tough. We have no idea how Aaron Rodgers is going to do. That's a complete question mark.
Yeah.
He was average at best. I mean, he was last year. He was the prototype of what they call a replacement level player,
Okay.
right? He was an average quarterback. He did elevate the team, but again, the Jets are run terribly. So I have no idea. I mean, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think we're going to womp all over Cleveland. I think Cleveland could be a 2-win team this year. So I'm hoping if we're 2-1 after the first three games, we split these two, maybe lose to Pittsburgh and pound Cleveland. Get the week and a half off with the bye and heal, and we go into that 6-game 3-2.
Yeah, those games overseas are fun because they're also 8:30 kickoff times here on a
Yeah,
Sunday. So
yeah, yeah,
people
yeah,
host parties. They've got Bloody Mary bars going. The
yeah.
bars open up for these games. It's kind of a fun atmosphere as well. I've got some friends that try to take in a road game every year, and they
That's
got
fun.
tickets to the Dublin game, and they're going to go there and spend 10 days watching the Ireland game. And This is going to be fun all around, I think.
I love the 8:30 games because then you can watch football like 14 hours. You know, you,
Exactly.
you get 8:30, and then you're watching I go to church, and then you got the 12 o'clock game, you got the 3 o'clock game, and then you got Sunday night football. Like 14 straight hours of laying on the couch.
And the NFL they love to have this
Yeah,
full day of football. So that's going to be
yeah.
quite interesting. All right, so let's take a stab at the next three. Now the next three is they've got a Sunday game at home against the Super Bowl champion Eagles. Now that's just a noon game there. That's going to be a Fox game, probably the Fox primary game, I'm assuming. And then they travel on the road to the LA Chargers for a Thursday night game. And then they travel to Detroit for a noon game on November 2nd. So home, 2 road games. Eagles will be tough. They always are. Chargers, I think, is going to be interesting, and Detroit's always going to be tough. These are the 3-game stretch. What are your thoughts?
Man, what a gauntlet. Like, I would have said we could beat the Chargers, but watching them yesterday, my God, they looked good.
That's
Oh,
they're going to be in the mix, right?
yeah. So, I mean, we always play Philly tough, but they are a better team. I mean, they are a better team than us. You know, we play Philly tough. We might lose a close game. Let's just say we're managed to eke out one over Harbaugh, and then I would say, I'd feel better about the Detroit game if we were playing at home. But man, Detroit on the road, Dan, we could easily go 0-3.
Yep. Yep. And
And
those
the way,
earlier wins are
yeah,
going to be important because
yeah,
the stretch
yeah,
here is not out of
it's gonna be tough.
the realm. Now that Thursday night game against the Chargers, it's on Prime Video, and then locally here on Fox 9, they'll carry the broadcast, but it's going to be Prime Video only on that game for the Chargers off there at SoFi Stadium. That Lions game is going to be on Fox. I got a feeling that noon game might be that primary game again for
Yeah,
the
probably
broadcast team.
Top
And the
announcers.
Eagles game, this is going to be, it may not be fun for the fans if we go 0-3, but these are going to be heavy spotlight games as well from a national perspective.
And KOC is everything you read about that guy, he is a top 5 coach in the NFL. So, not counting that year where Cousins got hurt and we were bouncing quarterbacks in and out,
Yeah.
I don't think he's a guy that's going to lose 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So
they'll find a way to win. And even 1-2 is going to be okay if we come off with a hot start. It's not going to be, I'm not going to say it's meaningless, but it's not going to be as a gut push.
Yeah. I think if we can come out of that 3-game stretch, 1-2, we're at a 500 record, I believe. I think we'd be looking pretty good.
Now we're into November. Noon game at home against the Baltimore Ravens on Fox. What's your thoughts on that one?
Man, Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
My God, he's a stud. I think we're gonna have a hard. Dude, going back to like Jerry Burns, we've had a hard time against running quarterbacks. Remember the Steve Young run?
Oh yeah, 48 yards, whatever it was.
And yeah, we really have a hard time against running quarterbacks. I don't know why that is. Vic tore us apart a couple of times. Steve Young, a lot of these guys. Randall Cunningham in the old days would tear us apart. So man, that's going to be a tough game. If we can, is that at home?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could eke out a close game by 3 just because we're at home. I think on the road we lose that game.
Yeah, that one should be very good. And now once that game is done, the following 2 Sundays are divisional games. At home against the Bears, we've already talked about them. They shouldn't be that fearful of a squad. That's a noon game on Fox against the Bears. Then we travel to Lambeau for a noon game there coming into Thanksgiving weekend at Lambeau. What's your thoughts on those divisional games?
It's going to be, those are going to be so fun. I mean, I think we take care of the Bears. I still think they're a couple years away.
Okay.
But man, going into Lambeau, we're going to be right around 500. Green Bay will probably be right around 500. The Lions maybe 1 or 2 games up. It's going to be really bunched up. It's just going to be rocking. We have done well at Lambeau.
Yes. Correct.
Going back to when Favre played for the Vikings and tore them apart at Lambeau Field. I think those are two winnable games, and we come out of those two games a game above 500, probably tied for second with the Packers, a game behind the Lions. What do you
Okay.
think?
I agree.
Yeah.
It's always a fun time of the year once you get into deep November. The weather could be a factor. Who knows? Outdoor there, Lambeau. Now, speaking of weather, the following week, the Vikings travel to Seattle. 3 o'clock late game on Fox against the Seahawks. And then come back home against the Washington Commanders for a noon game on Fox. How about those two? Seattle, travel to
Well,
Seattle, always tough.
Seattle's tough to win at home. I mean, they got the 12th man, but I really think that KOC is going to have their quarterback's number, right? Like he played with them for a year, Sam Darnold. He coached him for a year. He knows his weaknesses. I think he's going to throw stuff, and Brian Flores and him
Yes.
are going to throw stuff at Darnold that's going to make him look silly. So I think
I
they
like
know
it.
his weaknesses. I mean, he was lights out until I don't know, was that first game we lost where they decided to blitz interior and they sacked him 9 times and he started seeing ghosts, right? And that's
Yes.
the way you hit him. And then against the Lions, they did the same thing. They just rushed interior and just blew him out of the water and he just fell apart. So I think we do a lot of good blitz schemes and really rattle him. That should be a win. And then what
Washington
was the game after Seattle?
Commanders.
Yeah, the Commanders. Man, he's again Jaden Daniels. He's a running quarterback. He's young. We just struggle against those running quarterbacks. I mean, I think if we can split those two and just keep trying to fight to stay above a game or two above 500 and stay on that. I mean, I really think the Lions are going to run away with it. But if we can try to stay a game or two behind them and stay on top of that wild card race, that would be my goal.
Yeah, that would be a big game there. Washington coming to U.S. Bank Stadium with Jaden Daniels. Now, after that, it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Cowboys on the road, AT&T on a Sunday night game on NBC against the Cowboys. So another prime time, another featured game for the Vikes.
Yeah, man, I hate the Cowboys. My God, I hate that team. I hate Jerry Jones. I hate. I was telling my buddy the other day that thank God we're not Cowboy fans because he's at the point where I really don't think he cares about winning. I think he'd like to win,
Yeah.
and he'd rather win, but he just wants to keep the team in the headlines, and that's got to just be maddening for Cowboy fans. So I think we take them. I think we go on the road. It's going to be a close game. I think we win that one, and we're 2 games above 500 coming out of that.
Then we come into another road game in New York at MetLife Stadium. Now, this is the only game late in the season that there could be a weather impact because all these other games are all indoors. It's a noon game against the Giants on Fox at MetLife outdoors. Oh, what's your thoughts there?
Well, I mean, the Giants have Russell Wilson. He's terrible. He's had 3 terrible seasons in a row. I mean, he's another prototype of a replacement level player right now. He's not the same let Russ cook. He's a replacement level player. Everything I've read on the Giants, they're probably going to be facing Jackson Dart at that point.
Okay.
They've got to see what he can do. That coaching staff is on the last year of the contracts. They've got guns to their head. I think we go in there facing a rookie quarterback. And again, going to be a tough game. We don't necessarily play well out in the elements anymore, right? Ever since we went into the dome. But I think if we face either Wilson or Dart, I think we come out of there with a win.
Now, how about this? I'd like to get your thoughts on this. This Giants game ends a 5-game stretch where 4 of those are on the road, only one at home. It's Green Bay, at Seattle, home against Washington, on the road against Dallas, on the road against the Giants. How do you think the fatigue will come into play with all these road games?
We've never really been a really good road team. I think we're well below 500 on our history of a road team. Again, KOC is a great coach. Man, every one of those, like every NFL game in a way is a toss-up. But man, every one of those is got to be, the line's going to have to be under 3. I can see every one of those being, 2.5 point lines. I don't know. We're going to see. I think it really, again, as long as we can keep McCarthy healthy, and we don't have to go to our backup quarterbacks, which scare the heck out of me. I think we can just keep dragging along at that 1 game over, 2 games over 500, and just staying in the wild card hunt.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. You look at that Giants game and you think, well, there's a win. Well,
Maybe
4 out of 5 straight weeks on the road. That may be a game you overlook and you end up losing. So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not the case.
Well, the one thing, again, MetLife Stadium, end of November, could be 20 degrees, with 40-mile-an-hour winds, right?
This
Now,
is December 21st.
okay, yeah, so it's going to even be colder. It's probably going to be 10 degrees. So, but the one thing I'm excited about, even with Justin Jefferson, I really think we're going to be a rushing team this year.
Okay.
And rushing teams do well in cold weather situations. Okay. So I
chew up the clock, time of possession, just grind it out.
Running down the defense, making them cold. So I really, I'm crossing my fingers with Jordan Mason, and that McCarthy's thrown for 200 yards a game. He throws for 3,000 yards for the season in an era where everybody's throwing for 4,200.
Yeah.
He throws for 3,200, but we end up with a couple 1,000-yard rushers. I think that would be the goal.
That would be excellent.
Yeah.
Now, final 2 weeks of the NFL season, the Vikings have divisional games. So now they play Detroit Lions at home on Christmas Day, Jason. A late 3:30 kickoff. This is going to be on Netflix channel, Christmas Day, 3:30 kickoff at home against the Detroit Lions. And like you said, they could be 3 or 4 games up.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
They might be playing reserve backups at this point. Who knows?
Exactly.
But indoors against Detroit, Christmas Day, Thursday.
You and I were talking about that before the podcast. My God, am I looking forward to that? I've always wanted a Vikings game on Christmas Day, right? Yeah. You're at home, or you're at your in-laws, and you've eaten the turkey and the ham, and everybody's just kind of sitting around. And I like the NFL, but I'm not a guy that's going to watch 6 hours a day without the Vikings of NFL games. So I'm super excited to have the family and watching the Vikings on that day. I really think, I hate to say it, you had nailed it. I think the Lions will be playing the reserves by that time. Trying to get ready for the playoffs. And I think at home, maybe you're going to end up, I don't know who their backup quarterback was or is this year, but I think you're going to be seeing reserves, and I think we win that game.
Okay. That should be fun. I think it's the first time ever Vikings on Christmas Day. Probably.
Yeah, first time ever. Yeah. I always wanted that since the NFL started doing that a few years ago. I always have craved the Vikings on either a Thanksgiving or a Christmas Day.
Now they wrap up the season with the Packers. So Packers come to town. We end the year with back-to-back games at US Bank Stadium. This is the old Week 18 TBD. We're not going to tell the date, the time, location. Not even the network that's going to televise this. So they wait to see what the matchups are, and they move those games around. But all we know is that the Packers come in, like you said, we're going to be fighting with them for second place, wild card. Yep. This could be a huge matchup with implications.
I think this is going to be a blast. I mean, I can easily see both the Packers and us at 10-6.
Okay.
And fighting for, I'm not 100% sure how the home field stuff got changed around this year. Possibly we're both 10-6 fighting for a home playoff game. Not quite sure how they changed the rules on that, but I easily see us both. The Lions are, 14-3. We're both 10-6 fighting for that second or third seed. It is going to be rocking at US Bank Stadium. A lot of drinking, a lot of noise, a lot of of people screaming. That's going to be the game of the year, I think, right there.
And that is New Year's weekend, New Year's
Oh,
Eve weekend. So it's going to be crazy, I think,
yeah.
that whole weekend, the way it falls. And so that's TBD. We don't know the network, the time, the date. It could be a Saturday afternoon. It could be a Sunday night. It could be, who knows? So
Yeah.
they could push that to well, that could even be a Thursday, a game. So that one's left open like they like to do. And it should be for all the marbles. It's going to be fantastic. But I think this will be a good season. All these night games, these oddball days, these Thursday night, the Sunday night games, the two in Europe, the Christmas Day. It'll be fun. What do you think for a record? What's your prediction?
Well, I think, like we talked about, I think we're fighting for 10-7, 11-6. And
Okay.
look, JJ McCarthy's not technically a rookie, but he hasn't played. He's never taken an NFL snap in a regular season game. So he's kind of a rookie. We tread water, we keep him healthy. We try to make some damage in the playoffs. KLC's a top 5 coach. Flores is a top 1 or 2 defensive coordinator. The things he did last year was amazing. We took one of the worst defenses in the league and turned it on its head in 1 year. That rarely happens because we kept a lot of the same players. It was just a different scheme. So I'm just, I'm excited about the future. And I was telling my buddy this. You look at what the Packers have had, Dan. They had 15 years of Favre. They had 15 years of Rodgers. Jordan Love is a stud. So now they probably got 15 years of Jordan Love. That's 45 years of star quarterbacks. And we've had 45 quarterbacks in the last 25 years. We haven't had a long-term solution since Tommy Kramer. And the fact that we could be looking at our version of Favre and Rodgers and Jordan Love for the next 15 years, my God, that's exciting. I just want them to get through this season, do a little damage, tread water, and we go into 2026 a division favorite. That's
Yeah,
kind of
that should be fun to have a franchise quarterback, and it should be interesting. Now, my question to you is, how do you like the way they used him in the preseason, McCarthy?
no. I look. There's a reason I'm not an NFL coach and I'm just an executive recruiter, right? So I would have played him more. I mean,
Yeah,
but they're so scared of injuries. And he got injured last year on a preseason game. Man, I would have played him more because everything I've read, you have to take everything with a grain of salt because everybody lies. But everything I read the first 2-3 weeks of training camp is he did not look good. You read a lot of kind of whispers of, he's struggling, which is one of the reasons they didn't want to go into the season with Sam Hall.
yeah.
One of the reasons they made that trade. So I don't know, man. I would have played him more. It's they play 17 regular season games, 2 to 3 playoff games. It's 20 games that count, but they don't want to risk playing them in an exhibition season. I don't know.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, he's never taken an NFL snap in a regular
Right,
season game. He's played in the
right.
preseason, but this year it was like 10 snaps, or
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was it. I mean, it
yeah.
wasn't
I mean, he was
the first
8 for
quarter,
10.
wasn't the first half. It
Yeah,
was like 2 series. That was
yeah.
it.
He was 8 for 10 for 80 yards. That's it. Now I know they practice a lot, but
Yeah, it'll
I
be
don't know.
interesting. I thought they would have played him more just to
I
get
know.
into a rhythm, into a groove, but they elected not to. And like you said, KOC's the coach, not us. So
Yeah,
maybe there's a
right.
rhyme, a method to the madness, reason for it. But I think it could come back to haunt him, but I don't know. I think they're going to not do much with him, not have him do
Yeah.
too much.
He's going to be a game manager where you hear that term too
Yeah.
much, right? He's a game manager. He's a Kirk Cousins,
Now
right?
the only other thing I can think of is everyone thinks or assumes that he's new. We got the 2 big running backs. He's going to be turning around, handing the ball off. And so the defense will think that also. You got to get
Yeah,
inside of KOC's head. And what if the Vikings come out throwing?
yeah, yeah, yeah. KOC's always been
that's what I'm looking forward to see. You know, what if he's throwing the ball 30 times a game and because the defense is not expecting it? I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's going to be fun to look forward to.
We wear him down, kind of like the old Bud Grant thing and Jerry Burns thing, is, we kind of wear them down in the trenches, and then they just light up the air with footballs like Tommy used to do. Dude, we've got the top wide receiver in football in Justin Jefferson. Thielen's a great backup. We've got our other receiver coming back after 3 games. Addison. We're going to have top 1 to 2 receiving room.
I like the tight ends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think the only team with better receivers are the Bengals. So we're going to have a top 2 receiving room. So we'll see. I just don't think they let McCarthy loose the first game or 2. I don't know. We'll see.
Who knows? But it will be. I think from a fan perspective, it's going to be fun because of all these different variables, all these intangible things going on. Overseas night games, Christmas Day, new quarterback. It's going to be wild. So it will be fun. I'm looking forward to the season. Jason, thanks. What's your prediction? Okay, you said it. 11-6, 10-7.
11-6, 10-7.
I think that's fine. That is good.
And we win a playoff game, Dan. We win a playoff game.
I think that'll be fun stuff. It will be a fun season to watch the Vikings. So thanks a lot for your time, man. Jason, for coming on the show. We'll see how it all shakes out. But on the episode here, please leave your comments below for the listeners. If you like Jason's comments, if you agree or disagree, leave your comments then below, and we'll see how the Vikings team shakes out this season.
Thanks, Dan. Good to talk to you again.
Thank you.